So Congress is busy drawing vast and in some cases completely unrelated lessons from what happened in Uvalde 2 days ago. But one member of Congress has a very different perspective on things like this. When she was 16 years old, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a member of Congress from Georgia, was trapped in her high school when a student showed up with firearms to commit a mass shooting. She's never forgotten it. She learned from it. She joins us now to explain what she learned. Congresswoman, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So you were 16, a student shows up with a gun. It must have been a horrifying experience. What did you learn from that?
Well, what I learned is I never, ever want to be in a situation where the only person with a gun is the one that's out of their mind, crazy, intent on killing people. It was the worst thing that could have happened to any of us, and it was terrifying. There was no adult there with a gun in our school because our schools had turned into gun-free zones. This is because of Joe Biden and the crime bill that they passed back in 1990. Well, the scariest thing about it is our parents were outside the school also wanting to see their children. And I'll never forget when we finally got out of the school, hugging my father and just how terrified he was and how relieved he was when he finally saw me and was able to embrace me. But here's the situation. It's the gun-free school zones, Tucker. Those are the biggest problems. And we have to return schools and education back to parents. Parents need to be able to make the choices. And as we've seen from the information and videos coming out where these parents were held back, and we need to learn more about what's happened and why they were held back, but we saw the reality. Even one of the mothers that was handcuffed, and then once she was freed, she ran in and saved her own 2 children. And if she had gone in with a gun, she would have been committing a federal crime. And it shouldn't be this way at all. We have to repeal the federal law, gun-free school zones, because the best thing we can do for our children is to protect them with good guys with guns. And we know the Democrats know how to do that full well.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be working. You know, we've had it for 32 years. What do you make of liberal Republicans in the Senate, Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, Mitch McConnell, the head, jumping on board Chuck Schumer's gun control plans?
Yeah, the members of the Uniparty that slither in the Capitol and have been there too long. Lindsey Graham, who just not too long ago was calling for the assassination of Vladimir Putin and can't wait to send our young men and women to war in some far-off land called Ukraine that hardly any American can find on the map. He's the same guy that's willing to pass red flag gun laws that will undoubtedly lead to taking away firearms from veterans because they may have PTSD from all these foreign wars that he's voted for and funded for years now. Yeah, these are the problem people in the Republican Party, and this is what's coming for them. They found out, hearing from people all over the country, how angry Americans are at the $40 billion that they sent to Ukraine because Americans don't want a war. We want our country fixed. And if they vote for gun control, they're going to find out big time that that's not what Republicans want from their Republican leaders.
Yeah, let's send automatic weapons to untrained Ukrainian civilians, but take your guns away. Makes sense.
That's right.
Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you. Interesting story. Appreciate it.